Chosen one. The Big Friday has arrived with a big miracle. The atmosphere is shifting. The silence that covered your expectations is now breaking open. Not with chaos, but with glory. This Friday is not ordinary. It is not just another step into another day. It has been marked in the heavens long before you had words for what you were going through. Chosen one, something mighty has been set in motion. The vibrations of this day are louder than your fears, stronger than your doubts, and bigger than the obstacles that tried to bury you. There is a release occurring behind the veil, a divine release that has your name written on it. You've been carrying a vision, a feeling, a dream that seemed too outrageous to speak out loud. But now the day that carries the energy of fulfillment has finally arrived. The Big Friday is not a metaphor, it's an arrival point, and it comes with something tangible, a miracle, one that cannot be denied, one that will not be delayed, one that God prepared when everyone else turned their eyes away from you. You did not miss your moment. You were being positioned for it. And now this moment is here. Watch this video until the very end and write your warmest wishes in the comments along with the number 99. You're not just typing words, you're creating motion, a ripple in the universe, a call answered. Something begins to stir the moment you believe in it deeply enough to speak it. Let this be that moment for you. Let your intention rise like light. This is a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe. The miracle is not just coming, it's listening. Now, chosen one, press the hype button and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You may not have known how significant this day would be when you first opened your eyes, but heaven knew and heaven made arrangements. Every closed door you faced, every delay, every detour, every unanswered question, they were not punishments, they were alignments. You see, God has been orchestrating an entrance that would not be overlooked. The world had to quiet down around you so that when this miracle touched your life, the sound of it would be undeniable. The miracle is not just an event, it's a divine confirmation. It's God saying, I didn't forget you. I was preparing the right moment for you. The Big Friday is that moment. A window has opened, a current has shifted, and nothing can stand in the way of what God is doing in your favor now. You've felt the buildup, haven't you? That inner tension, that rising energy that has no name, but is deeply familiar. That knowing that something's about to happen, but you couldn't explain how or why. That's because your spirit has already seen what your eyes are only now preparing to witness. You are standing in alignment with something that doesn't require effort, only recognition. You were not called to force it. You were called to receive it. That's why so much was stripped away. That's why you had to go through seasons of stillness, even loneliness, because distractions couldn't be allowed to interfere with this arrival. The miracle needed space. And now it has found its opening. Don't underestimate what today holds. It is not simply a good day. It is a day that carries encoded transformation. It will look like a breakthrough. It may even look like an opportunity or a conversation or a call. But beneath it will be the unmistakable stamp of God's timing. You won't have to question it. You won't have to search for signs. The signs will find you. The confirmation will be so strong, it will stop your thoughts mid-sentence. It will cause you to stand still and say, "This is what I've been waiting for." You don't have to announce it. Your spirit will know it. The miracle is not an abstract idea. It is an actual manifestation. You've been seen, and the time to be celebrated has come. There were moments along this journey when you wondered if you misunderstood the promise. You questioned your own discernment. The enemy whispered lies into the quiet places of your mind, making you doubt the very thing you were born to carry. But what you didn't know is that your persistence was proof. Your hope was a signal. Every time you held on, when giving up would have been easier, you released a sound into the atmosphere that heaven responded to. And heaven did not delay. God marked this Friday long before the calendar confirmed it. The angels were dispatched, the energy was stirred, the spiritual realm made room. And now you are standing at the edge of what you've prayed for. This miracle will not be small. It won't be easy to overlook. It is designed to announce itself. It is designed to awaken your reality. It is designed to create undeniable shifts, not just in your circumstances, but in your perception. You are about to understand why the waiting was so intense, why the warfare was so loud, why the silence was so long. It was never because nothing was happening. It was because something massive was being built in secret. And when something that big is being built, the noise must be silenced. Now the structure is complete. Now the doors are opening. Now the miracle is moving. And when this miracle touches down, it will not arrive alone. It will come with clarity, peace, favor, and a new understanding of your purpose. You will not just receive something, you will become something. You will become the version of you that heaven has always seen, the part of you that was untouched by pain, unmoved by doubt, and rooted in divine authority. That version is rising with this miracle. It's not just a blessing, it's a birth. The Big Friday is the delivery point. The womb of promise is opening, and what comes forth from it will be life-changing. Nothing remains the same after this kind of arrival. And maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe you feel like too much time has passed, like you missed your opportunity. But that's exactly why this miracle is so powerful. It ignores time. It is not operating on the calendar you follow. It is moving on divine timing. God is not behind. God is always exact. And now, the exact moment for your transformation has come. Don't expect it to look like someone else's story. Don't expect it to make sense to those who didn't walk your path. This is custom, tailor-made, divine in origin, and undeniable in delivery. This Friday is the pivot. This Friday is the point of return. This Friday is the prophecy fulfilled. You were never forgotten, never passed over, never invisible. God was holding your miracle in sacred timing, and now the sacred hour has come. You won't have to chase it. It's chasing you. You won't have to explain it. It will be self-evident, and those who saw you in your low place will witness you in your appointed place, not for revenge, not for pride, but so that God's glory may be revealed, so that others may look at your story and say, only God could have done that. You're not just part of a story. You are the evidence of divine planning. You are the carrier of fulfilled prophecy. The Big Friday is your proof. There is something different about the way this day feels. It carries a frequency that your soul recognizes, even if your mind is still catching up. It's not just Friday, it is the appointed day. The long-awaited moment where something massive shifts. Chosen one. What has been circling you in the unseen is about to make contact with your reality. What was kept in the hands of angels for the right time is now descending into your hands. And this is not by accident. It's not random. It's God's design unfolding in perfect rhythm. This is your miracle in motion, and you are not watching from a distance. You are walking directly into it. What once felt delayed is now accelerated. The time you thought you lost has been recalculated by heaven into gain. Your miracle is not based on performance. It's anchored in promise. You've been chosen not by merit, but by divine intention. You've carried the weight of preparation. You've endured the void of silence. And now everything inside of you will rise to meet what is finally showing up outside of you. This Friday is not just a shift in your schedule. It is a spiritual unveiling. What God hid for you is now being revealed to you. It's been sealed, protected, and now it is being released into your life. All around you, things may still appear ordinary, but do not be fooled by the physical. The miracle does not need an announcement to be real. It only needs alignment, and your life has entered that alignment. Now you are positioned for delivery. There is a scent in the spirit, the scent of release. Just like rain has a scent before it falls, the miracle has a presence before it shows. Your spirit has already been feeling it. That anticipation, that tremble, that unusual peace mixed with an unexplainable excitement. That is heaven touching earth. That is Friday showing its fullness. Some doors are not meant to be knocked on. They are meant to open by command. And this Friday, God has spoken the command. The doors are opening not because you demanded it, but because the appointed time has arrived. You are stepping into something that carries both weight and wonder. It will silence the questions that tormented you at night. It will erase the worries that drained your strength. It will replace fear with clarity and replace lack with overflow. This is not hype, it is harvest. The seeds you planted in faith are sprouting now in divine timing. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You were being groomed for it. The miracle is not limited to what you can understand. In fact, it will surpass your logic. You will stand in awe, not just because it happened, but because it happened in a way that only God could have arranged. Your calculations could never have included all the divine factors that went into this. You thought it had to come through one path, but God had another. You thought it would
be delayed again, but heaven overruled every obstacle. You thought your time was up, but this Friday is proof your timing has just begun. You are not late. You are divinely early for what was always yours. The tears you cried were not wasted. They were liquid prayers. They were language when your words failed. They watered the very ground your miracle now walks on. You didn't cry in vain. You didn't wait in vain. The silence was not punishment. It was incubation. The miracle needed quiet to grow, and now it is fully formed and finding you. This is not a rehearsal. This is not a preview. This is the main event. The curtain is lifting. The page is turning. The light is shifting. And you are the one chosen to receive it. The irony of it all will amaze you. You will look back and see how even your most painful detours led you here. You'll see how what felt like rejection was actually redirection. You'll understand how every no was simply guarding your yes. This Friday isn't just about a gift. It's about recognition. Heaven is recognizing your faithfulness. And the miracle is not arriving to reward you in secret. It's coming to be seen, to be acknowledged, to awaken something even greater in you. What comes today will open more than one door. It will open your eyes. There is a sound attached to this day, not a sound your ears can hear, but one your spirit cannot ignore. It is the sound of movement, of release, of blessing. It is the sound of a miracle unraveling. All around you, divine patterns are clicking into place. People are being positioned. Documents are being touched. Conversations are being guided. Systems are being overridden. Why? Because God has decided. And when God decides, no force can interfere. The miracle doesn't come with a debate. It comes with dominion. It comes with finality. This is not up for discussion. It is done. And this miracle has a message. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are not disqualified. Every attempt to make you believe otherwise was a lie. The truth is breaking through now, louder than fear and clearer than confusion. You are remembered. You are included. You are surrounded. The miracle is your evidence, not just for you, but for those who doubted, dismissed, and discarded you. Not out of vengeance, but out of revelation. They will see and know that God's hand is on your life. The big Friday comes to shatter patterns. Cycles of delay, struggle, and lack are being broken. This is a turning point. A spiritual migration is occurring. You are moving out of scarcity into sufficiency, out of confusion into clarity, out of survival into overflow, and you won't have to prove yourself. The proof will walk beside you. The miracle will speak for you. You won't have to raise your voice. The outcome will be loud enough. Let this be the day you no longer shrink to fit what used to contain you. You have outgrown your previous level, and the miracle confirms it. The conversation in the spiritual realm has shifted in your favor. What was once pending is now approved. What was once blocked is now released. and what was once hard is now being made easy, not because it became small, but because grace has touched it. That's what makes this miracle different. It doesn't just come to deliver, it comes to elevate. You will rise with it. You will glow with it. You will be changed by it. Not for a moment, not for a season, but permanently. This is your divine shift. This is your big Friday miracle. The way this day has been prepared for you reaches beyond what your eyes can see. God didn't just make a way, He carved one. Through realms you've never walked, through timelines you never knew existed. Behind every closed door, there was a spiritual blueprint being drawn up. The angels moved quietly. The alignments were precise. And though the process was invisible, the result will be undeniable. The miracle you're receiving today has been in progress for longer than you imagined. Every moment you felt forgotten was actually a moment being formed. You weren't being overlooked. You were being perfectly positioned. And now, on this big Friday, all of that orchestration is being revealed in one glorious release. The weight of the delay, the heaviness of hope deferred, the ache of expectation, they all dissolve when fulfillment enters the room. And that's what's happening now. Fulfillment is no longer an idea. It has become a presence. It's standing with you now. You've crossed into it. It has entered your timeline like a divine guest, unmissable, unstoppable, undeniable. And it comes not to visit, but to dwell. It has brought gifts. It has brought validation. It has brought the kind of breakthrough that changes everything, and no one can argue with it, because it speaks a language that only Spirit can translate. It speaks with impact. It speaks with results. It speaks with presence. The miracle on this day is not just about something you'll receive. It's also about something you'll become. The gift isn't only arriving, it's awakening something inside you that's been sleeping under layers of worry, fear, and silence. There's a version of you that couldn't emerge until the miracle came. And now that version is rising, not because of ego, not because of pride, but because of purpose. This Friday is activating the part of you that knows who you are in God, the part of you that remembers why you came here, the part of you that has been patiently waiting for divine permission to step forward. You now have that permission. You now carry that authority. This Friday carries a frequency of divine confirmation. Every word of doubt spoken over your life is being silenced by what God is doing today. Every internal battle you fought in the dark is being healed by the arrival of this blessing. This miracle doesn't only impact the material, it restores the mental, the emotional, the energetic layers of your being. It goes deep, it goes wide, it touches every cell of your reality, and it leaves behind an imprint so strong that it becomes impossible to return to the version of you that lived without it. This is what transformation looks like. Not just change, but elevation. Not just provision, but possession. You're not just receiving, you're becoming. The resistance you've experienced was never because you were weak. It was because you were dangerous to the systems that kept people asleep. Your faith, even when shaky, was disruptive. Your persistence, even when quiet, was powerful. Your belief, even when private, was noticed. That's why the journey was so steep, because the destination was so divine. And now that you've reached it on this holy appointed Friday, you'll realize that the war wasn't over what you lost. It was over what you were about to receive. The enemy never feared your past. He feared your alignment. He feared this day. He feared the moment you'd stand exactly where you are now, wrapped in the presence of something unstoppable. you're going to start noticing that things that once felt impossible will begin to open easily. People who once avoided your presence will now be drawn to your energy. Situations that once closed off will suddenly request your voice. This is what happens when a miracle touches not just your life, but your atmosphere. You are now magnetic to divine orchestration. You are walking with a glow that wasn't taught, bought, or borrowed. It's been given. It's been lit by heaven. And that glow is your signature now. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. The miracle has altered your gravity. This miracle comes as proof of covenant. Not just favor, not just luck. Covenant. That means it's legally sealed in the courts of heaven. It cannot be revoked. It cannot be transferred. It cannot be undone. It's yours because God signed it with His will and sealed it with His timing. There's no delay strong enough to interfere with what's been signed for you. There's no opinion powerful enough to override it. This miracle has clearance. It has divine access. And now it's entering every room, every corner, every crevice of your life where lack, fear, and confusion once hid. Those things are being cast out permanently. The blessing you're about to walk into will feel both familiar and foreign. Familiar because your spirit already knew it. Foreign because your physical life hasn't carried it until now. And when it arrives, you'll feel a flood of remembrance. You'll feel like you've come home to a version of yourself that you always knew existed but couldn't fully live in. That's the beauty of divine timing. It doesn't just give you what you prayed for, it gives you the identity that matches the blessing. It prepares you to hold what you once thought might break you. And on this Friday, that identity is meeting the miracle. They are being introduced and nothing will ever separate them again. There is such grace surrounding this day. It feels like something sacred is walking with you shoulder to shoulder. You can almost hear it whispering, "It's time." Not in the way others said it when they pushed you too soon, not in the way the world shouted at you to hurry, but in the voice of God, a steady, thunderous whisper that brings peace as it speaks destiny. It's time. You'll hear it in the stillness. You'll feel it in the way things start to align, in the way you're no longer trying to fit in, but rising to take your place. This is the holy rhythm of divine release. Chosen one. The miracle isn't coming. It has come. The door isn't about to open. It is already swinging wide. The shift isn't on the way. It's already here. You are not waiting anymore. You are standing inside the moment you once longed for. Let your spirit adjust. Let your soul breathe. Let your heart expand. You are safe to believe again. You are safe to receive again. The fear has lifted. The heaviness has left. And in its place, divine clarity and confirmation have arrived. This Friday is not like others. It has been marked with your name, prepared with your destiny, and sealed with your purpose. The miracle will continue to unfold. It will echo into the days and weeks to come. But its roots were planted here on this Friday, the Friday where everything began to change in ways you didn't even have language for. The miracle is not just in what you gain, it's in what you finally release. The worry, the pressure, the shame, the fear of being wrong about your calling. All of that is leaving. What stays is the light. What stays is the promise. What stays is the joy of knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be in the exact moment God prepared for you before time even began. This is the day that was whispered about in your dreams. The day your soul felt coming even when you couldn't explain it to anyone around you. It is the collision point between the unseen preparation and the seen manifestation. chosen one, this is not the start of something small. This is the beginning of something so massive that its echoes will be felt not only in your life, but in generations to come. This is not just a miracle. This is a movement, and you are at the center of it. Not as a spectator, not as a background character, but as the divine participant who has been selected to carry it forward. Everything in your life up to this point has prepared you for this hour. The betrayals that almost broke you, the waiting seasons that stretched your faith, the silent nights where you cried without answers, all of it served a purpose. It toughened your spirit. It sharpened your discernment. It refined your fire. The miracle you are receiving today was not randomly assigned. It is perfectly tailored to your soul's journey, and it fits you so precisely that no one else could wear it. This miracle has your frequency, your fingerprint, your fire. It responds to your faith, and it arrives in your atmosphere like thunder wrapped in peace. This Friday is a divine doorway. You are walking out of the version of you that survived and into the version of you that thrives. Not just in material ways, but in spiritual fullness. You are entering a dimension where alignment is no longer rare. It is normal, where synchronicities multiply, where favor follows you with precision, where you no longer have to explain why you believe in what cannot be seen, because what you carry will begin to manifest on its own. The evidence will speak louder than the explanations ever could. The miracle will validate your faith in ways your words never could. As you move through this day, notice the changes, not just outside you, but within you. Your thoughts will begin to clear. Your emotions will feel lighter. That ache that lived in the pit of your stomach for so long, that anxiety that used to greet you each morning will begin to loosen its grip because your spirit knows. It recognizes when divine energy is present. And today you are surrounded by it. This miracle does not just land. It transforms. It redefines what you consider normal. It elevates what you thought was possible. It rewrites the limits you once accepted as reality. And it will not stop here. This is only the beginning. What begins today will stretch into territories you've only dreamed about. You'll begin to notice how one miracle births another. One breakthrough unlocks a sequence of divine surprises. You are not being handed a one-time blessing. You are being invited into a divine rhythm, a new life frequency that operates above the noise, the chaos and the pressure of this world. God has inserted you into a stream of favor that does not run dry. And today is your first full step into it. Watch how people begin to shift around you. Some will sense the change and be drawn closer. Others will sense the change and drift away. Not because they're wrong, but because your elevation is not meant for everyone to witness. Some seasons are so holy they require spiritual privacy. God will begin to isolate the miracle, not to hide it, but to protect it. He will build fences around your purpose while it expands. Not everyone who clapped for you will have access to your next. That is not punishment. That is preservation. And this Friday, the process of preservation begins in earnest. You are not who you were even yesterday. You have crossed over. There is something in your presence now that wasn't there before. A quiet power, a sacred authority, a confidence that doesn't need to speak loudly, but shifts the air when it enters the room. You've been crowned in the Spirit, and this miracle is the seal. It's God's visible endorsement, the way heaven proves to earth that His hand is on your life. You don't need to defend your journey anymore. You don't need to explain the fire you've walked through. The results will now speak for you. And don't be surprised when everything begins to move at once. What used to take years will begin to unfold in days. What felt stuck will now become fluid. What seemed unreachable will show up in your inbox, your phone, your path, without warning, but with perfect timing. This Friday is not a pause in your life. It's the divine green light, the go-ahead, the open gate. And with every step you take from this point on, you'll walk in grace that covers, favor that follows, and miracles that multiply. You're not chasing anything. You're attracting everything that belongs to the new dimension you've entered. Chosen one, understand this. You are being watched by the heavens today, not in judgment. Enjoy. God is smiling over your alignment. Angels are rejoicing over your obedience. The universe is celebrating your breakthrough. What you are stepping into is not accidental. It's ancestral. It was prophesied long before you were born. You are the fulfillment of someone else's prayer. And now the weight of legacy sits gently on your shoulders, not to crush you, but to carry you into the fullness of why you are here. The miracle of today is part of something much bigger than just your moment. It's part of God's divine story unfolding through you. There is nothing small about this Friday. There is nothing ordinary about what is happening in your life right now. The miracle is layered. It is rich. It is drenched in destiny. And as it continues to unfold, it will make sense of things that never did. Why certain doors had to stay shut. Why some people had to leave. Why the timing had to be precise. You will understand, not with your mind alone, but with your spirit. Because this is not just about understanding. It's about becoming. You are becoming everything God always saw in you. And it begins now. This Friday is not about an isolated event. It's a signal, a declaration, a spiritual alarm that has gone off in the unseen realms, letting all creation know something rare has been activated. You've passed through the wilderness. You've endured the testing. You've waited while others were celebrated. And now the light has shifted onto you, not as a performance, but as a divine response. This is God's reply to your endurance. This is heaven's answer to the groans of your soul. And it's arriving in the form of undeniable evidence. A miracle that touches every layer of who you are. A miracle that cannot be taken, copied, or misunderstood because it's tailored only for you. And there's something else unfolding now. As the miracle finds you, it's also introducing you to the higher dimension of your calling. What you thought was the destination was actually only the preparation. The vision you carried until now was only the seed, but the soil of your suffering has created a garden, and the roots of your patience are now pulling in streams of glory. The Big Friday didn't just come to fix your external situation. It came to launch your internal identity. You're being called up. Your voice will sound different after today. Your presence will command new respect. Your gifts will no longer stay hidden. You've been moved into a new spiritual rank. People may not understand what's changed in you. Some might say, you look the same. But those with spiritual eyes will see it. They will feel it. Your countenance will carry peace. Your steps will carry purpose. Your silence will carry answers. Because when God touches a life, He doesn't just rearrange circumstances. He rearranges atmospheres. Your entire being has become an instrument of confirmation. You are walking proof that obedience is not in vain, that divine timing is real, that silence doesn't mean abandonment, that prayers are not lost. They are preserved for the moment of activation. You are never invisible to God. Every unnoticed effort, every private act of faith, every battle you won in secret, it's all being rewarded. And the reward isn't just material, it's sacred. It's the kind of peace that can't be explained, the kind of provision that shows up out of nowhere, the kind of divine surprises that are so perfectly timed you can only laugh with tears in your eyes. You are walking into rooms you once watched from the outside. You are receiving calls you thought would never come.